Hi, welcome to Alaskan in Thailand. I'm here on the beach mid-afternoon and it just rained a little bit. There's absolutely no one on the beach. I can see maybe a mile down that way there's two people, maybe some guys working on the beach or horse hand over here. But today I thought I'd tell you about what I'm doing, keep you update on my diet and tell you how I lost 50 pounds before I came, more than 50 pounds actually. Back in Alaska, I my eating schedule was like, especially in the winter, I'd eat the night before. Really, I'd eat, and then when it gets daylight around 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning, I wouldn't eat breakfast or anything, and I'd take off all day, and I'd be out in the winter Arctic conditions till about 4 o'clock or so, and then I'd be back home, snow machine, of course, riding along. So I never ate all day, but still, I was still gained weight. I managed to gain weight. I actually had a girl that was living with me that was a good cook, and she was baking me cookies and cakes and donuts and just making me all kinds of good food. She was practicing cooking. So anyway, long story short, I got up to about 235 pounds. I don't know what that is in kilograms. I really don't know. So then I went to the Philippines when I realized that I had high blood pressure at the time. Really, I was getting the high blood pressure headaches and everything. Had to pee all the time. Kind of my hands were starting to swell. My feet and ankles were starting to swell a little bit and stuff. So I knew something was wrong. And then when they wouldn't pull my tooth over there in the Philippines, they wouldn't pull my tooth because of my blood pressure. So I came back and I changed my diet. Literally changed it. I did some research before to go into the taking all the heart medication, blood pressure medication. I want to see if I could change my lifestyle and diet for the better, and maybe reduce my weight. And I, after the more research, I found that your diet was the reason for all the problems of diabetes and high blood pressure and heart disease and stroke and everything, brain problems, everything, skin problems. Your diet actually is what induces even acne. It's all skin related diseases and stuff. They're all due to your high carb diet, probably. So the first thing I did is I went on a low carb diet. I actually omitted carbs. I was in a literal no carb diet where I was like keto. I was in functioning in Alaska was very, very hard because I was out in the winter. I was getting tired and stuff chopping wood, and I really had to eat some carbs there. And I did. I started mixing in a few carbs, but I did keep a low carb diet, and that's a good diet to do. You can eat as much as you want on that diet. Just stay away from the high carb foods, and you can eat plenty, all you want. And there's good desserts and stuff you can make. If basically it's a stick with meat and salad. You can make a nice salad, put cheese, avocado, bacon, whatever you want to put in it. Get away from the sugar dressing and stuff. Use olive oil. Uh, Olive oil and balsamic vinegar is good. A good trick too to lower your blood sugar before you eat is drink a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar in a cup of water. It's proven to lower your blood sugar rush by about 25%. So that's always a good thing to do. And on the keto diet, basically just stick with, like I said, protein. You can cook some veggies too with it. Stay away from potatoes. That's the one you got to stay away from. Potatoes and rice, bread. Stay away from those things, grains, no cereals or at all. Stay away from fruit. Fruit's got a lot of sugar in it, and it's got a lot of vitamins, but you can get your vitamins elsewhere. You don't need to eat all that sugar with you. No juice. Don't drink your carbohydrates. That's one thing I don't do. Try not to, drink your carbohydrates. Don't drink any sugar drinks or pops or anything like that. Beer is kind of a high carb, but you just have one or two. It wouldn't hurt you. But if you're packing away a bunch in the night, you're going to really boost. That's too many carbs, way too many. So, well, the thing is, if you're eating the right foods, you can eat all you want. And then I even I would make my own cream cheese or cheesecakes and stuff with blueberries. You can have blueberries. Try to stay away from the bananas and fruits, but on a keto, you can have blueberries, nuts, avocados, things like that. Green leafy veggies, like I said, the salads, load them up. Sardines are very good for you. Eat those. Canned oysters, things like that. Seafood is very good for you. Eat all that you want. And you'll lose weight. Even if you're not exercising, you're losing weight just by changing the foods. You can still eat as much as you want. And like I say, I do. I would blow you guys away how much I eat. But now I am also uh, any any supplements I take, for every day-to-day supplements. No, I did take vitamin D3 in Alaska. In fact, I took 20,000 IU's because our daylight was no good. We had very little daylight, and they could really feel it in Alaska. You could just feel your bad mood coming on as soon as that sun goes down. Short days, everybody in the office is fighting and arguing. It's not. And when I started doing D3, it really upped my attitude and made me feel a lot better. Here in Thailand, I don't need it. I get so much sunshine. I'm whistling zippity doo out my butthole all day long. Just kidding. But so my only other supplements that I take, I don't take that here. And now the only supplement you need for me is salt, apple cider vinegar, and I take coconut oil. And that's about it. Salt, vinegar, coconut oil, and that's all I need really for supplements. And that alone, keep that. If you keep that up, you'll lose weight. Do exactly what I'm saying to do. You'll lose weight without exercising. Now, if you exercise and walk, that'll really speed up the process too. The more walking you can do, start off walking. If you're heavy, you're overweight, out of shape. I understand a lot of you guys. You were truck drivers, you were office jobs, you had family, you didn't get out, and you couldn't exercise on a regular basis. Any day off, you needed to do things. So it's hard to find time to exercise. But now here you're retired, your body's breaking down, your joints are drying up, you're losing muscle rapidly. So it's important that you do exercise and keep your joints moving. And as long as you keep your body working hard, you're going to remain young. That's the only real fountain of youth is exercise. From what I've seen old men jogging past from behind, and I'd see them jogging. I thought, who's that? And then when they go by there, I see they're an 80-year-old guy, but their body looks like it's a young guy, still got muscle tone on his legs and everything. Very important. Do exercise if you can. Start walking, and build up. Right now I exercise. I was exercising every day, but I run a little bit every day, not far. And I built up to that too. I only run about a half a mile on the beach here every morning. As soon as I hit the sand, I take a short jog up the beach, go for a half hour, or not a half hour, probably a 10-minute jog, just a half a mile, I mean. And that's enough. It gets my blood circulating for the morning. And then every other day I do push-ups. The only exercises I do push-ups. I do 8 sets of 50 push-ups, and I built up to that too. And I just had a hernia surgery too last year, so I had to stop that and rebuild up again. I was doing girls push-ups. If you're overweight, do that. Do girls push-ups, and that's one way to build up. You don't have to do many, just do a few and build slowly, working your way up as you lose weight. So I do push-ups, and then I do crunches too, which is laying on the bed or a mattress if you have a mat on the floor, so you don't hurt your back. And then basically it's just this. And I do 3 sets of 50, and I built up to that too, from like 10 and 20 and then up to 50. I do 3 sets of 50, the 8 sets of 50 push-ups. I don't know how I come up with these numbers. It's just out of the blue. There's no system, rhyme, or reason. There's no benefit, no study about it or anything, but these are just numbers I pull out of my head until I got tired of doing them. So then I do curls. I have a backpack with a laptop and a few other weighted things in there. I don't know how much it weighs, but I do curls. I do 20 of those. I do just 3 sets of 20 on each arm, so that's just 60 on each arm. And that's it. That's my exercise routine. I do a lot of walking. I don't drive anywhere. I don't have a bike. I never rent a bike. I never jump on the bot buses even. If I'm going that way, I walk that way. If I'm going that way, I walk that way. Gets me out, keeps me exercising. Out in the sun, you can't really do it, so I have to ride my time for these cloudy days if I'm going to be out in the afternoon like this, days I can be out doing stuff. So That's it. Pretty much basically just it. Like I say, stay away from the sugar. You can have some sugar even, you know, have a dessert. As long as you're sticking with your diet, a low carb diet, you can have a dessert. Stick with a cheesecake or something that ain't real high sugar, but you know, and berries, have whipped cream. Whipped cream is good for you. I eat that every day. My diet, I try to, since I'm on one meal a day now, I went down to just OMAD. It's not actually one meal, it's just one big meal. I usually hold off my eating until about 5 or 6 o'clock. No food at all day. I have a green tea with whipped cream in the morning, and then I have a coffee with milk in it, in the iced coffee in the early morning, later morning, and then I don't have anything else until about 5 or 6. My first food of the day, and it's usually protein. Protein, barbecued meats. I've been buying sausages, barbecued chicken. I take a lot of the deli food. They have fish and stuff at these delis that are fairly cheap. Fish, chicken. I eat at the market sometimes. And then I always have a cheat day too. I try not to eat any French fries or rice, but then on a cheat day, I'll have, like, if I'm going out with my friend, I'll eat whatever she puts in front of me, rice included. I love rice, by the way, but I try to stay away from it. And then, so yeah, that's one thing. And what else was I going to say? But yeah, but yes, I do have a cheat day. That's right. I do have a cheat day where you eat whatever you want. You know, you go to McDonald's. I do. I do go to McDonald's about once a week, and I just eat the quarter pounder, double quarter pounder usually, and the chicken burger, just the burger, no French fries or pop or anything, no pie or anything. So I do have a burger once in a while. In my cheat day, if I go to the market, sometimes I'll have the schnitzel. They give me a big chunk of schnitzel. It's real good. They used to give me mustard and everything. I'll have a video about that anyway. But they used to give mustard and everything, but they just give ketchup and mayo now. Stay away from the seed oils, by the way. That's another one that's bad for you. It's cancer causing, colon cancer causing from seed oils. Stay away from them. Use coconut oil. Oh, that's another supplement I take. MTC oil is coconut oil. I take a sip of that a day. Olive oil, a sip of that a day. And the vinegar. That's what I take every day. I forgot that one. But yeah, so yeah, I don't know. You just follow that and do a little, build up your exercise program, and you know, show up here. It's gonna be really hard. There's so many temptations around. Just there's food in your face every day. There's drinks in your face. If you have some kind of temptation that you really can't get over with, like the food and the alcohol, you might not want to come here because the food just is so much of it, so cheap and so in your face that it's really, really takes a lot of willpower to refuse it. And me, and not eating all day, I walk by the best food in the world all day long until I'm starved at 6 o'clock, and then I eat. But then, like I say, I eat it. Then now I'm doing OMAD. I can eat anything I want if I do this one meal a day. And I do some. I still stick with mostly protein, but I'll eat a tub of ice cream. Ice cream is protein as long as I'm sticking with my pretty much protein and salad diet and one OMAD in my one meal a day. I'll stay at the same weight. Right now I'm down to 175. And my normal weight when I moved here was probably 190, 185. So I'm actually doing much better here. And I stopped my exercise program down to just once every 2 days just to see what it would do. And I broke it down. I was doing sets of 100. Just, I don't know why I was doing sets of 100 push-ups, 4 sets, just to get it over with. Now I've slowed it down to 8 sets of 50. And I think I'm doing better. I've lost weight. And I think I built a little more muscle, which I ain't got a lot. I still do have a little layer of fat. Can't see it through my shirt, but I do. But anyway, that's my routine. I'm sticking to it for now. I've took up jogging, so that's a new one on me. I can't go far, but I enjoy the rush and the mental rush. It wakes me up in the morning, so I'm doing it every day now. Run barefoot in the sand. It's great. But that's my routine. And like I say, if a lot of you guys are going to show up here, you're going to see all these beautiful women. You're going to wish you were in better shape. You really are. Honestly, you're going to be hitting the gym, and then it's kind of hard to do. So start now before you retire and try to get at least eating right. If you can get the eating right, the pounds will melt off. You really don't need the exercise. Just watch what you eat. Watch what kind of food you eat. Don't have to worry about how much, just what kinds. Stick with a low carb diet and you'll lose. The pounds will melt away. Well, still nobody out on this beach. I'll give you a look around before I shut her down. Every coconut that falls, the rats get into it and they drill a hole in it before anybody can eat it. They're saying there's a big storm. Penang has been raining hard for 2 weeks, they say. I read on the internet. Here we just get a little rainstorm. It's been clouds. We watch the rain going across the ocean, but it don't hit us so much. Hello, enthusiast. Check that out. There's another one right behind it. You can't see it. Sure to like, share, subscribe. Upload every day. See you in the next one.